Minor augments velocity getting a buff. Ultimatum getting a nerf. Now grants 8 ultimate haste. That's a very interesting change. If you guys are into the augments, this is more advanced stuff first. I don't know why they're not putting the hero changes first, the advanced stuff, but this ultimatum change is pretty interesting. 8 ultimate haste that's actually a huge change. Only 1% damage. So this is actually a huge change. I was actually just thinking they need to do some changes to the secondary augments. They're getting kind of stale. So divination getting a bump, regenerator buff. Technorat now grants 5 attack speed. This is some interesting patch notes here. This is actually getting big right here. Alchemist nerfed. Steadfast. Extra tenacity little buff. Not that big of a deal. Hero balance is Adele. She's been really broken. Her cooldown on her augment is decreased. Damage decreased. So they decreased the damage on that augment. We all know that augment was doing too much damage. That's where she roots to people and puts the thorns on their feet. It was too much. Her self-modifier, I don't know what that does. Her getting nerfed all basic stats, mana, movement speed, all that stuff. A lot of nerfs for Adele. I'd imagine she's pretty strong, terrorizing the game. She's getting nerfed to her little spin ability. Getting her damage mitigation is decreased. Mana cost increase. Her lash does way too much damage. Cooldown's getting increased. That needs to be increased. Now dash the jungle monsters. That's a big improvement for jungle. So some nerfs and buffs. Not like nothing crazy. These are small numbers adjustments to make her a little weaker. Let's see her ultimate. Ultimate getting big nerfs. 10 to 6 bonus health scaling. So big decrease of the damage. Slow increased. Cooldown increased. So not too much nerfs to Adele. She'll still be really strong. This is like barely doing anything. Adele will still probably be one of the best supports. Probably need to ban that character every game. Acheron. Adjustment to his augment. Don't really care. Aurora again. Aurora getting nerfed on this augment that nobody really uses. Her augments are getting nerfed. And they're changing her Glacial Thorns augment to now root for 0.6 seconds instead of original full value. So her wall will root for less duration. Right now you're getting rooted for like 2-3 seconds at a time. So that's a nice change because that was just too much CC. It wasn't anything to do with damage or numbers. It was just too much CC. Bug fix on Bale. If you play Bale, I'm not going to talk about that one. Increase the magical power gain on Decker's nothing but net augment. That's where if she throws the stun, you get gold and you get magic power. Little increase to her damage, which is good. That's a nice little bump to Decker. Will be nice. Eden, everyone loves Eden, right? Looks like Eden's getting nerfed again. She seems pretty broken. Her augment getting a nerf for the movement speed. Her movement speed's pretty crazy. A little bit of nerfs to her base physical power scaling, which is really good. And then her abilities getting nerfed as well. Critical strike scaling increased though. So it's gonna nerf her early game and make her late game still stay about the same probably. Bang Mao, a bug fix, who cares? Gadget, magical power scaling decreased on her ability. Whatever, not that big of a deal. Greystone. Cooldown reduction on. He's getting a small nerf on his jump. He's getting a nerf on his jump damage. I think he needs more of a nerf than that. Greystone's a monster right now. This doesn't change anything. Greystone will still be really broken. Grux getting healing increase on that augment. That'll feel good. This is very minor, but it'll feel good. It'll help Grux scale better too. Be better in late games if he gets fed and he can carry the game and close out the game. Big change to Howitzer. Augment buff on his landmine augment. Sniper shell augment gets 2% omnivamp per stack. That is low-key interesting. This is some interesting patches. They're doing some big changes. 2% omnivamp per stack is interesting. His movement speed on his ult is being... looks like... nerfed at max rank. His bomb is being buffed. His landmine is being buffed. Ultimate, more damage. So buffs the Howitzer. Chimera getting cooldown reduction, ultimate cooldown. That's just good. He's still gonna be bad. Chimera will still be weak. Howie's getting Giga buffed. He'll be pretty good, yes sir. These Chimera buffs do nothing. He'll still be terrible. He'll still be good to snowball though. It looks like this will help him snowball with the cooldown reduction on the ult and stuff. Bellica, some buffs. Doesn't matter. Narbash, some nothing. Neon, explosion radius decreased on the pulse. FaZe needs a little bit of nerfs. He's getting nerfed just a bit. Not that significant. FaZe is really broken. Richter, Warden's leash augment is getting buffed. It's not like anyone will ever use that. He's getting nerfed. He's getting more armor. So Richter's buffed his armor, base armor again. That's more armor to Richter. His Rip Blast cooldown is going down. So he's getting basically... It's just very minor. Very minor. Now Seraph. Movement speed decreased by 5. Her ultimate damage needs to go down. Chastise damage going down. That's her little wings. Hearsay. Dot damage decreased. That's all it really needed to do. That shit just burns too much true damage. And attack speed decreased. Seraph will still be good, but this was needed. I'm liking how they're not like just like gutting characters. They're keeping them good. They're adjusting them so they can be played but not be busted. Sevrog getting nerfed. Now deals bonus damage to monsters on Sevrog's Siphon. OMG. This is huge for fucking Sevrog jungle. Sevrog jungle is getting decreased damage on the Siphon, but getting a cooldown. He's getting a cooldown reduction on his Siphon and bonus damage to monsters. That is an insane buff for Sevrog. That is going to make Sevrog probably one of the best junglers in the game. I'm not even joking. He's already really good right now. And people don't know about it, but this probably makes Sevrog probably the best jungler in the game. Probably Sevrog will be getting banned. I would not be surprised. That makes Sevrog one of the best. And honestly, that buffs his offlane too. Because when you're chilling, split pushing, you want to take some camps. That's going to help out a ton. Huge changes to Sevrog. Shindindi barely getting touched. I'm not even going to talk about it. Sparrow, she needs some nerfs. Attack speed getting decreased on her heightened senses, which is good. And that's it. She's getting attack speed decreased. She was just like stat checking too many carries in the dual lane, so this needs to be nerfed. But barely nerfed. It's nerfed at max rank by 13%, so it's pretty decent. Steel, extremely annoying. Bonus damage to monsters on Steel. OMG, bro. Like, that is kind of busted. So they want Steel to go into the jungle role. Steel's already really good. I'm surprised he's not getting nerfed. Steel getting this buff is absolutely insane. This character is already ridiculous. I do not like this. I think it's bad for the game because I don't play Steel. But that's going to be really annoying. That makes Steel kind of busted. This little 40 damage to monsters, this actually adds up. So this is actually stupid. Yeah, it's hella cringe. Wraith, some damage decrease on his knock knock. Passive getting nerfed. Wukong getting some abilities. I mean, he looks like he is getting nerfed. Looks like Wukong is getting nerfed on everything, barely, tiny bits. Yin, missing health decreased. She's getting nerfed on damage. Whiplash is getting decreased, so she's getting nerfed for all her damage. Yuri, physical power growth decreased. Mana decreased. Mana growth decreased. More nerfs to Yuri, always great. We love to see that. So real quick, we'll talk about the characters one more time. Just the big ones. Adele, nerfed heavy. Acheron, nothing. Aurora, nerfed minorly. Decker, small buffs. Eden, a nice nerf. Gadget, a little nerf. Greystone, a negligible nerf. Howitzer, big buff. So the big one right there is Howie's big buff. Chimera, nothing really. Little buff. Neon, nothing. FaZe, nothing. Richter, a little bit of adjustment. Seraph, a little bit of a nerf. Solid nerf. Sevrog, now Sevrog jungle. Huge buffs to Sevrog jungle. Sparrow, solid nerfs. Steel, jungle buffs. So that's the two big ones. Sevrog, Steel, jungle buffs is pretty big. And Wukong nerf for the high elo players is pretty decent nerf. Yin, pretty decent nerfs. So a lot of big jungle changes. Yin, Wukong getting nerfed. Sevrog, Steel getting buffed for jungle. Yuri getting nerfed again. Should be interesting. Maybe we won't just see Boris every single game. And Aurora. Titan Crest. Buffed. Goliath. So the Titan Crest getting buffed. Fluorescence, I don't even know who would ever use this. It just doesn't make any sense. I'm not even going to talk about that. No one uses this. Riftwalkers, gold per second decreased on all the support crests. So supports are going to be getting less gold, it looks like. Gold per second decreased on support crests. So supports in general are going to be making less gold per second. Which is actually pretty good because you can just get a full build 6 item steal and it'd be as a god. So they probably do need to take some gold out of support. I did feel like it was too many Silentium. Looks like Lightning Hawk getting nerfed. Spectra. Nerfed, fixed the bug, it was doing too much damage. Stormbreaker getting nerfed again, adding more gold back to it. Alternator, mana cost, buffed the alternator, no one builds it. Dread, no one builds it. Infernum, more mana, more damage to max health, which is good because this item might be essential when motherfuckers are playing Sevarog jungle and Steel jungle. Manta Scythe getting buffed, increased cheaper, more pen, more attack speed, very nice. Maybe put that on a Fang Mao. Buffs to some assassin items. Gaia Greaves. They're nerfing it again for some reason. Void Conduit. 6% Omnivamp. That's really good. 6% Omnivamp on Void Conduit is pretty good. Frost Guard. No one builds it. And some bugs. So there you go. Not as exciting of a patch as I would think, but it's a patch. We're getting some changes to jungle. Won't just be Sereth, Boris every single game. Aurora. Maybe see some Sevarog. Maybe see some Steel. But the thing how the game works is when you get like Steel Sevarog in the jungle, then you need to pick things to play against Sevarog and Steel. So it shakes up the whole meta. You might see something like Drongo getting picked for like just the meta on ADC will change. All the metas slowly change and it actually shakes up the game quite a bit. As much as a little patch, it is interesting and it makes the game fresh. So there you guys have it. New patch coming out on the 28th. Appreciate you guys for watching and we'll see you guys in the games. GG's.